Ever found yourself creating a series of nested if statements just to make sure your code passed through several validations? Do you wish there was a cleaner way? Hi, I'm Bruno, and welcome to the Power Minutes. Today's topic came from a mentoring session where one of our mentees showed a piece of code that they wanted to improve. They had to check if there was data coming from three distinct sources and to pick the first non blank value. If none of the values had data, an exception message would need to be displayed. Their answer to this problem, as you might have guessed, was an if statement inside an if statement inside another if statement. Well, this brought a few challenges when it came to code readability and scalability. Fortunately, there's a function built specifically for such scenarios, the coalesce function. So let's check it out. We replicated the application as much as we could, and now this app has been cleaned up as well. So we have the essence of the app. We have four inputs in this case that should be validated in no particular order, checking each values if they are blank, and if all of them are blank, then you actually check and provide an additional message saying that nothing is filled in, as we can see over here. So how does it behave? We can very quickly just fill it in from the bottom. As you can see, it's actively checking from top to bottom, and as soon as I leave, it populates. Great, that seems to be working as intended, but it's working on two distinct ways. So first, let's check the if statement and how we used it. This code is already a cleaned up version, and you can see it's already being quite repetitive. People are actually one step away from copy and pasting the wrong value and then having a code with bugs on their system. And you can see that this is already an improvement of what we had to work with originally. So yeah, that was working, but if this is already asking for trouble, this was much, much worse. But with this improvement, the customer is not satisfied as soon as we told them that there was a cleaner way. So let's check out the alternative using Coalesce. And man, that's much, much simpler. As you can see, you just input the variables you want to check up, and one by one, they will be validated until a non-null value is found. Beware, a space counts as a character, so if you have a space in any of your inputs, that will count as a value. But we are not done just yet, because this applies as well to flows. Now, this flow is rather simple because we only wanted to explore the code behind each strategy. So both scenarios required expressions which are not as easy to write as PowerFX functions. Plus, it may take a few flows to run to try, and I'll most likely have a few failures in there. It's flow, so we deal or we test based on flow runs and learning with each failure. But let's see how the expression looks on the if statement. And that already does not look very appealing as an expression. It's both hard to read right now, and scaling this without mistakes is looking unlikely. Sure, nowadays there's Copilot to help you scale with it, but really coming back a few months and looking at that code is like, what is it really doing? Unless you have some documentation, and even then, if you want to scale it, that's not the cleanest thing you're going to have to work with. Okay, what's the alternative? Well, let's check Coalesce. And with Coalesce, we have something much more streamlined rather. We have three inputs over here, and then of course an escape character. So I know that I can input a new trigger body over here, and this should scale indefinitely. Much cleaner to work with, and of course easier to scale with it. And there you have it, a few ways to code less using Coalesce. See you next time.